Oh, look at that turkey! Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the channel. So being unemployed sucks. Late September, I was let go due to forced restructuring, i.e. layoffs, at the college I was working at, and it is now, I don't know, February 26th, I think. So it's kind of an anniversary day for me of being unemployed for all this time. Like I've never gone this long. Well, no, I haven't technically ever gone this long. There was a period where after I got out of the military that lasted a couple months, and oddly enough it was the same time frame, this winter kind of time frame, but I'm over it. I'm tired of feeling like kind of a dirtbag, you know? I'm pretty fortunate in that my wife, she was unemployed and she got a job that started in June, so we had a little bit of overlap where we were both working, and we were able to pay off a few things. And she earns enough right now with my unemployment that we are able to make ends meet. So it's not that I'm dying for money. It's just that I feel like a dirtbag. I just, you know, like I really do. I don't feel as though I'm holding up my end of the bargain. And this really works, by the way. Kind of rocking back and just kind of let her eat, and she'll just skim right over that sand. Awesome. I was hoping that's the way it was going to go. Anyway, so I've been looking for a job for, I don't know, quite a while. And I've really used this motorcycle thing and the channel and stuff like that as a diversion away from the fact that I do feel kind of, I don't know, I don't feel very useful, right? Yeah, I do, you know, I try to do all the chores and stuff around the house that need to be done and try to make myself useful that way, make dinner and all that. But at the end of the day, I'm going left. So at the end of the day, it's just, it just sucks. You feel like you're, I don't know, man. I just don't feel like myself because of the fact that I'm not employed, which is so weird to me, right? It's like there's a part of me kind of that's like, yeah, being unemployed is a sucker bet. You know, you're never going to make enough money to make it worth the hours of your life that you lost, blah, 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 blah. But when I find myself not working, I feel like a bum. A pariah, you know? That's a weird setup, man. But it's certainly how I feel, you know? Another thing about being unemployed is that it gives me an opportunity to reassess what I was doing. I come from a mechanical background, right? So that's kind of what I did. I worked on farms a bit when I was a kid, and then as soon as I could, I was working in garages and stuff like that. And then when I joined the military, I was an aircraft mechanic and then a flight engineer. So working with my hands and being a mechanic is kind of my field. What happened was I kind of conned myself into thinking that I wasn't gonna be able to be a mechanic my whole life, right? I had this feeling or this thought that at some point my body was going to say no more of this, and I didn't want to abuse myself any more than I had to. So when the opportunity presented itself, I went to school, ended up getting a job at that school that I really liked at first, and went to using my mind instead of my body to do work. Even though being a mechanic is a very mental job, it still has, you know, some physically demanding aspects to it. Well, what I didn't account for is how fast I would deteriorate working at a desk. I gained about 20 pounds, yeah, probably about 20 pounds, and I lost muscle mass and stuff like that. My back started bugging me here and there. I started to pronate my neck quite a bit more, you know, looking at a computer screen all day. And man, it is nice in here. And all that took its toll, man. And I really did I really felt tired all the time, even though I wasn't doing anything. So now that I'm unemployed and I no longer have to do any specific work, what's this? Road's closed. Oh well. Yeah, there's some local flooding going on here and there. It's got some of these roads closed. So yeah, now that I don't have to necessarily go back to working at a desk, part of me wonders, is that what I should do? You know? Granted, if I stay on the motorcycle and I stay doing what I'm doing, I'm gonna get, you know, more in shape, and so maybe the sedentary working at a desk thing won't be as bad. But I'll certainly not feel the sense of accomplishment that I did as a mechanic, where every day what I did was done, you know? I started a project, I finished a project, or at least I got to a good point, you know, and then the next day, you know, I get to do something else or whatever. Working a desk job, you don't get that, you know? Sometimes kind of feels a little bit like a lemming, with just the work just keeps coming, and it's so often I found that the work did not serve a purpose in so much as it accomplished a goal that helped the person, provided a service, or created a good. It was work that was done for the sake of tracking or some other reason, right? Which isn't a bad thing. It's just hard to keep up your sense of accomplishment when you know that the work you're doing is not important to the customer and could be probably done by almost anybody that's, you know, shown how to use a computer program. So that's kind of another dig against going back to work in the office. But then here's the flip side to it. If I can get back to doing work that I get to see my impact, I'm not hidden behind 3 locked doors, I think that job satisfaction will be there, because it was there when I first started working for the college and I was able to help people. That was cool. So I think if I could get out to doing a job that is a little bit more frontline, maybe the job satisfaction will be there. If I can. Now, why would I do that though, right? Well, part of it's money. I don't feel like starting over. It's been like 14 or 15 years. Yeah, something like that. 14 or 15 years since I was working on, flying on, or had any real relationship with aircraft. So I don't think those skills really, I'd have to start back over to some degree. I mean, a lot of it would come back pretty quickly, but you know, my certifications and all that stuff would all have to be redone, so on and so forth, which means I would have to start back over financially as well as kind of totem pole wise, and I'd have to move somewhere where this was really an option. Is the juice worth the squeeze? And I don't think it is. Part of me thinks it might be, but I don't know. This is, like I said, this is my dilemma. Going back into auto mechanics and building maintenance and stuff like that is just not an option for me right now. I just don't want to do that, right? That is a hard way to earn $1, and I don't need to do that. Whoop, 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 whoop. Power? See? Just put a little power down and she went through that sand. So my choices right now are to keep kind of looking in the education area, or possibly look in the area in which I'm actually educated, which is public administration, or go back to being an aircraft mechanic. Well, I've been looking in all of those areas, and so far I have found, dick damn it, I haven't found anything. Whoa, yep, my boot struck again. I downshifted too far. So I haven't found much of anything. I found a recent job that's in the education area that I'm gonna apply for probably tomorrow. I found a few jobs here and there, but nobody's called back. Nobody's been interested in what I'm offering, which, hey, you know what? That's life. But, you know, not knowing exactly what my direction is, I feel like I can't, or I'm not making good decisions about how best to go forward. I'm trying to be too general, and that doesn't work when you're in your 40s and you're looking for a mid or mid-upper type level position. I really need to be more focused. And then the last bit of that is kind of is more the emotional side, and that's the depression or anxiety induced something. I don't want to call it depression, that I'm getting from feeling like I'm not contributing to my family and to society at large, and how that is almost, I'm not gonna say paralyzing, but it's almost paralyzing. Like, I haven't found myself say, what's the point of applying for this job? I'm not going to get it anyway. I haven't found myself at that point yet. But emotionally, I have felt along those lines. Just not completely to that point yet. Woo, look at that. Let's go up here to the water, take a look around, then we'll head down that way. So that's kind of where I'm at with this, guys. It sucks. I don't like it. But I don't know how to fix it without just keep moving forward. And if you're in the same boat, just keep moving forward. I guess it's one of those things we just shouldn't think about too much. But damn, it's hard to do when you're in that boat. Alright folks, so that's going to be it for this one. Remember, every day, once a day, give yourself a present. Stay safe. Have fun. I'll see you when I see you. Latest.